Hi, welcome students to Bright Point Tutors. Today we're going to discuss, how to get A star in your A-level chemistries. Like our target is to get A star in 2026, like the coming year. So I guess we are left with less than 1 year. So today we're going to discuss thoroughly about the strategies that we're going to follow so that we can achieve A star in chemistry in coming year. So okay, so I have made like a raw structure what we need to discuss. We're going to discuss how to prepare the weekly habits, what's going to be the topic strategies related to every chapter, because some chapters have really, good number of tricks that you can literally use. Then there are certain exam tricks that we should follow. And the last thing is what mistakes you should avoid to achieve A star. We aren't thinking below A star. A star means A star. Okay. So the very first thing you should know is you should know the inside out of your exam board, like whether you are doing A levels AQA, you are doing OCR, or you are doing EdXL. Suppose if you are doing AQA, the AQA one is it's largely like a application based board. It focuses on application based questions, which can be a little tricky. But the good part is for this particular curriculum is you're going to have literally many resources available. Like the Google is flooded with AQA tricks, AQA key points, AQA flashcards, past papers, assignments, everything. So there is a lot of material available for this particular curriculum. Now, if we move to the OCR, as you can see here also, it's a mechanism detailing paper. But what I literally feel is OCR is a kind of the balanced mixture of application and knowledge based questions, like questions based on real life applications, plus they're going to test your knowledge as well. And your exam pattern, the exam layout is little student friendly in terms of OCR. But it again, there is like a one bad thing which we particularly face for the OCR is it has little less number of resources available. Finding assignments other than past papers related to OCR is little tricky. So that's just the bad part about this. Otherwise, it's easy to score marks in this particular chemistry OCR. Now the last one, edXL. So for the edXL, it's a kind of traditional theory based paper. Like it's going to be little heavy as well as harder too. Like heavy graphical questions, they're going to relate most of the questions mathematically. It's a heavy paper. And moreover, working with the marking scheme in the case of edXL ones, it's little strict as well. And some answers going to be quite confusing and wordy also. You have to literally write good heavy words to get marks and, to to make your examiner happy for this one. Again, the best part is like for these all three, what you can do is whenever say you are doing some chapter, let's say you are doing equilibrium, so just open the specification of the equilibrium and do mark it, turn by turn. Okay, they're asking me Kc, I know Kc, done. They're asking me Kp, I know Kp, done. Next they're asking me what's the relation between equilibrium constant and temperature, I know. What's the relation of the equilibrium constant versus catalyst, I know. So just highlight, like literally highlight these key points like this. I have covered the entire specification. So this is the best way. Try, make a habit of reading the specifications as well, because nothing comes out of it. Sometimes, you leave something that's really important in the specification and you focus on something which is, like it hardly comes. So don't do that. Make a habit of reading the specifications as well. Okay, so the next part is here we're gonna discuss like your weekly schedule that you're gonna follow for your entire, I'll say at least for the entire 1 year to score A star. So the weekly, again, if you are making a weekly plan, you should be really focused, consistent, and smart while doing it. If you aren't following it nicely, then no need to make it as well. Okay, so what we usually follow here is try to learn a new concept every 2 to 3 days. Spend 2 to 3 hours and learn a new concept. Like you can learn it by reviewing your textbook or with the help of your tutor. Like ask your tutor or ask yourself or prepare a schedule. Okay, I'm going to learn this new concept. Okay, so maybe 2 3 hours to like 2 or 3 hours to a new concept. And after that, what you should go is like recall it. The best way to recall it is like start imagining that concept. Like just close your eyes and imagine, okay, this is happening, that's happening. Like if you have revised like a kind of mechanism, so just imagine like, OH getting replaced by something, some nucleophile. So just imagine that nucleophile is attacking the carbon, OH is shifting, OH minus hydroxide ion is getting, released as a byproduct. Start thinking that way, just imagine the concepts. So that should be that, there should be midweek recalls for every new concept. And by the end of the weekend or by the end of the weekdays, you should dive into the exam style practice problems. And after doing this exam style practice problems, just prepare like a raw chart. Okay, I wasn't able to answer this, I wasn't able to answer this. So so do that. And reviewing the weak area is like pretty important. Like you can ask your tutor, or you can go to your textbook and relearn that topic also. Or maybe ask your teacher or tutor to give more questions related to the one specific topic which you aren't able to solve from the entire topic. Let's say if it's equilibrium, if you aren't able to find the concentration of the reactants at equilibrium, or maybe the products at equilibrium, practice more questions like that. And maybe at every Sunday, you should do like a quick 30-minute review of the entire week's content. Also, it's valid for chemistry, physics, maths, biology, whatever you are doing, not specifically for chemistry, because now we are learning it for long term. Like we have to write the answers in the final exam, so it's not a short term game. You need to lock that concept in your head for like next few months. So do that. Okay, so next is, there are some literally really high weighted, high impact topics that you should study. Like it's a smarter way to get, A star. Instead of literally making your notebooks colored, follow the scheme. Like, if we discuss about the physical, I hope you are aware of physical, organic, and inorganic chemistry. So if I talk about the physical chemistry specifically, it's a kind of conceptual backbone of your entire A-level chemistry. They dominate like high mark questions in every paper. If they want to construct something like 4 5 6 marker, that particular question is gonna have a inch or the taste of physical. Like if they want to make some questions really conceptual in nature, they're gonna add a pinch of physical chemistry to it. Like let's say, they're going to give you like a reaction mechanism, and they're going to ask you to write the mechanism of the reaction, and then maybe they will give you Kp, Kc, or they'll ask you what's the, if it's a reversible reaction, what's the concentration of the product, reactant, literally they're going to make the that particular question really conceptual using physical. Or sometimes they're going to ask you the moles or the limiting reactant whatsoever. So physical, I particularly feel this physical chemistry, it's the most important, it's the most important topic. Never skip it. Like practice as much numericals you can. Don't skip this one. Okay, if moving on to organic chemistry, like don't skip the fundamentals. You should be aware of each and every functional group, like alkenes, alcohols, carboxylic acid, esters. They should be on your tips. If someone says you name ester or draw the functional group for ester, you should like draw it in no time. Don't think now, okay, ester was this, that, let me think. No, those days are gone. So just learn them thoroughly. And organic is also really heavily weighted, and your examiner is going to love to challenge the students with the multi-step synthesis and mechanism questions. Because in the organic, what is the thing, there's going to be step by marking also. Like if they're asking you for a reaction mechanism, there's going to be step by markings. Okay, have you attacked the nucleophile to the correct carbon? like have you, the pointers of the arrows are nicely pointing in the correct direction. They're gonna, multi-step marking is gonna be there in this one. And then the synthesis, what kind of reagents you are using, what kind of temperature, pressure conditions you are using. So that's everything in organic. Whereas, in physical, it's literally, if you get the correct answer, you're gonna get the marks. But that thing is not valid in organic chemistry. If you even read the paper, for every organic reaction mechanism, there is a examiner comment. Mostly you're gonna find the examiner comments for this one, like the pointer was not pointing in the correct direction, or the delta negatives and delta positives were not nicely oriented, like that. Okay, finally, if I move to the inorganic one, see, if you are, really good in learning, mugging up the concept, it's the game of just 1 week. So this section is going to test the trends, reactions across the periodic table. That's it. Like moreover, like periodicity or ionization energy trends, electron negativity, geographical treatment. It's a normal structured way subject. Okay, if they want you to write, they're gonna design a question from inorganic. So it is okayish. Okay, so but the physical really important. I'll say, practice as many as much numericals you can, and in the organic part, the mechanisms. Just learn every mechanism and every reagent that you're gonna use. Okay, and then the most important thing is exam questions, like when to practice, how to practice. So it's never early. Like start the past paper as soon as possible. Maybe even I have to prefer topic wise only. Once you are done with the topic, open the questions related to that topic, analyze your mistakes, and if some mistakes are literally reoccurring, just relearn that topic. Okay, like maybe the best part is now what you should guys should actually do is start practicing the past paper using timed conditions. That's going to train your brain to think like you are sitting in an examination hall, how the examiner is going to think about this answer, like if it's using the word describe, state, explain, what kind of word he or she is using. So kindly do that. And let me tell you, like, literally a secret. Just don't mark your answer using the official key, like analyze it also. Okay, maybe I have explained this answer, but they were just asking me to state it. Like if they're asking me to state the law, I'm literally explaining it, why I have wasted my time. So just think that way. Maybe analyze the mistakes and then try rewriting as well. you know I personally feel like rewriting is really important. Rewrite mistakes always, because once you write something in your notebook, it literally gets fitted in your brain. Unless you're writing it in a zoned out condition, that won't make any sense. Like speak and write twice, thrice, maybe 10 times. It should be in your brain. Okay, I made this mistake, and this mistake should not occur again, because now it's high time. Making the same mistake again and again, no, it's gonna give you like a scary grade at the end. Okay. Okay, so the next is, these are like the common mistake that usually the students make. And here I literally remember, I guess last year, like a student enrolled, and she literally wanted to get A star in chemistry. And she came like 4 months before the exam. And I can share that her notes also, they were like so nicely color coded, highlighted. And she literally told me, ma'am, I have binged watched all the revision, fast track revision videos. Like I'm really prepared. I just need a little help in few of the topics. I was okay, fine. So maybe, if you can tell me the best topic that you have prepared, let me ask you a few previous year questions from that particular topic. And she was like, okay, let's go for this. And I opened a past paper. She was able to solve the first question in an okayish way, not to the level of the examiner, but yeah, okay, fine. I said okay. But as we were scrolling down to the past paper, she literally, froze. She was like, what? Like, I know this concept. I'm not still able to answer it. I'm not getting the full marks for this one. So it was literally a case of, classical mistake that student make. You guys literally make these classical mistakes. What you do is you're going to confuse yourself with studying, you confuse yourself with the words like studying and learning. These two are different things. Notes are fine, but understanding, if your understanding is surface level, no, it's going to be wrong. It won't give you marks. And the next part is, this was her mistake. She literally avoided the hard topics. Let's say in the physical one, she was like, okay, redox and acidic basics one, or NMR numericals, mass numericals. Oh, okay, they are hard. I'll try them in the end. you know no, the end never comes. She avoided it. If you are aiming for A star, no topic should be hard for you. Okay, you should be aware. You should know top to bottom, head to toe of each and every topic. Don't skip it. Okay, and like then I checked her organic as well. Again, same thing. She literally memorized the reactions. Okay, electrophiles, nucleophiles, okay, but memorizing the reactions, no, that makes no sense. If they switch a reactant with some other, or the product, or maybe your electrophile with some other electrophile, you are done. Your game is over. Don't do it. Understand the mechanisms, don't learn them. And the worst of all was, she didn't practice the paper using marking schemes. So that was bad. So maybe I'm going to advise you all to, take the help of your tutor or your teacher or your guide to evaluate your answers. Just share your answers with them also, because, sometimes they're able to find the mistakes that you don't think. You feel like it's okay, but they are some major blunders. Maybe sometimes you use there is some wrong choice of words also for the structured based questions. Okay. So let other person also evaluate your answer, and do read the examiner comments. And sometimes you don't get an idea while reading a paper, reading a question, what examiner is actually looking for. If you know, like, there is a keyword for every answer, if you don't have that, you won't get the marks. So like, analyze your marks or your answers with someone. That's actually important. If you are too good in finding your mistake, it's fine, otherwise take help of someone. Okay, then here we have, again, like, we have to study in a smarter way now, because the countdown has already begun. So actor recalls, flashcards, diagrams, don't I'll advise you, don't download the flashcards, try to make them. Try to make the flow charts, like, they are pretty important, like flow charts of stuffs, or make a circle and these arrow charts, or mechanism, key points for the mechanisms. And make a habit of reading the examiner comments also. So there are comments to certain questions that are really important. And here, your tutors or your guides or your teachers, or your the elder siblings can also help you, doing all these analysis. Because they literally, if you analyze, okay, this that and you are done, then that's a smarter way to do it. Even like here in bright mind tutors also, like, we just don't teach it. We're going to train you to think like an examiner, what to follow, like what to write, what your examiner is expecting in a particular answer. So maybe here, with the help of expert lead lessons and real life examination question breakdowns, you're gonna get a lot of help. Here what we do, like, they're gonna help your art tutor is gonna help you to break down the questions and give you the feedback for the every comment you are writing, and how you're gonna avoid that mistake. So it's gonna be a really nice learning way to get success. Hope this video helped. Just practice previous year questions, analyze the marking schemes, make a habit of reading the specifications. Really, really important. And just know your board thoroughly. AQA, Edexcel, OCR, or even the Cambridge one. Just know them really nicely, what they're asking, what they're looking for. Because every curriculum follows a specific trend. Know that trend, follow that trend, and boom, you get A star. And maybe if you want, you can book a free trial at our website also. The links are in the description box. You can use that and enroll for a demo session. And maybe if if you like it, possibly you're gonna love it, and you can try. You can take our help also to get A star, because here we're gonna literally make your chemistry grade the brightest part of your A level. Okay, happy learning. Thank you. Bye bye.